And I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second itch to me just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out. I'm not the way, no way. I have seen the way. Yeah. Seek, speak, repeat. There's no relief.
Welcome to the 509 Divine Pines podcast. I am not going to continue like yesterday and have my mic muted for the whole episode, but I'm thankful that yesterday's videos were all on point and they all correlated together, and I didn't really need to say much because they said everything that needed to be said and put together a clear picture of what's been happening with the music industry for the last 30-40 years. But today we're not going to go ahead and brush on that anymore. We're going to get off P Diddy and all that for a while and move on to some bigger, more serious news that might affect you and me literally. Like I barely found out about this. I kind of had a feeling just from the way that it looks on the news and the way that social media is depicting certain people. But yes, as in my titles, FBI and the government start to target Christians and Catholics as of last year. It's pretty insane, guys. First and foremost, I want you guys to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Tell everybody around that this is going down. I appreciate all of you guys who join in and say hi, donate. I mean, I fucking love you guys. I would not be able to do this without you guys. It's about year 3, and I'm about 500 subscribers on all my platforms, which is super good because typically people quit after 10 episodes, and a lot of people don't even get to 50 subscribers. So I'm glad that I'm continuing this, and I'm helping out a lot of people. I'm getting more people in my daily lives, like at the gym, or just randomly like saying, "Hey, man, you know, I you know, I was opened up by your conversation, and you opened up my eyes to this new information, and I wouldn't I wouldn't continue this if I didn't get through to people, and if I wasn't able to help people, then I really wouldn't care. But I am able to help people, and I'm able to see people's change, their diets and a little bit of everything in their daily lives, just the way that they think and operate, and people, looking for a newer idea of life and a newer way. But down below, there are some donation links. You could donate to 509 Divine Pines Cash App and PayPal. There are also coupon codes for everybody out there who wants some coupons for some new supplements. If you guys would like, you can head over to boomerboost.com and check out all the best vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and literally like the best. They have your mind, body, and spirit in mind. It's a well-balanced company made with all organic, all natural compounds and minerals, and it's amazing. I've been using them for years. You guys go ahead and check out boomerboost.com. Use coupon code Joe30 for 30% off your order. And if you would like a easier solution to your low energy, go check out Shop C60 for the world's best antioxidant by science claims. All right, it's a Nobel Prize winning antioxidant. It's pure, it's powerful, it gets me going. I literally use the face skin oil. It's like a facial youth regenerative oil. And people are like, "Yo, dude, you look so young." I'm like, "Well, check out C60. They got youth serums for your face. They got oil for your body, so that when I'm at the gym, like I'm busting my ass and sweating hard." And they're like, "Dude, how are you doing?" I'm like, "The C60 oil, man. There's no other way to talk about it." People take black seed oil and all sorts of different oils. It's good. It's good to take oils. It's just no toxic oils, right? C60 is the one that you want. Check out Shop C60 and use coupon code 509 Divine Pines. Thank you guys. Let's get into this news. Oh man. Investigation from the FBI into Christians and pro-lifers. This came out last year in February. So for the last what is it? September, what's that make it? 7. That's like 19 months. Like 20 months. For the last 20 months, FBI has been looking into Christians and pro-lifers. So, hey, if you support having a kid, you're on a watch list. If you love family, you're on a watch list. If you believe in Jesus Christ, no, I'm just playing around. I don't know if you're really on a watch list, but let's just see what they say. Congress will begin investigating what Republicans call the weaponization of federal government against pro-life advocates and Christians next Thursday after a House vote authorized the creation of the subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. Republicans have said that this is a breach of oversight and accountability. Yes, it is. Big time. The primary focus of the investigation will be the Biden administration targeting pro-lifers through the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act. Right. Um, Pro-life centers were under attack on getting set on fire, though. That's weird, right? Yeah, so shouldn't we be defended? Anyways, perhaps the most controversial use of the FACE Act was the arrest of the Catholic father and pro-life activist Mark Huwak. The Pennsylvania resident was accused of pushing the Planned Parenthood volunteer in defense of his son about a year ago before his arrest. He was taken into custody by FBI. Oh my gosh. He was acquitted of all charges on Monday. Still, the Republicans decried that this FBI use of power is a brazen exercise of intimidation and should never happen. Wow. Yeah. So this was last year, and we can see that in Hollywood and in the political sphere of like Kamala and Biden, they look, be real, it just doesn't seem like they have God in their heart, you know. Especially when you look at those videos of Taylor Swift, their biggest donor, when uh they're on stage and someone is congratulating, I think it's Ice Spice. She's thanking God for the award, and she's thanking all her people, right? So it shows Taylor Swift's face, and when Ice Spice is, saying thank you to her family, her friends, and everything, T Swift is over here smiling big and cheering and like whoop de doo, all like whooping and all that, like just showing love. But then when Ice Spice says God, like I thank God for everything, I couldn't do without him. Taylor Swift's face gets mad. She loses her smile and she starts shaking her head. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe it." Like it's weird, very weird. They're against God. That Taylor Swift girl is not a Christian for whatever worth. She is not a Christian. She doesn't really believe in God. She sold herself out. Like maybe she started as that, but you know how it goes. The money will change people. um, it's pretty interesting to see it here in America, where it's supposedly the home of the brave, the land of the free. This is our country, God's nation. Very, very wild. We're gonna go forward, continue on with more of these articles. Biden's FBI caught spying on Christians. Yes, so yeah. Um, there's an internal FBI document that was found last year that showed instructions on how to properly spy on radical traditionalist Catholics and their ideologies, targeting those who attend Latin Mass. Very interesting. An internal document from the Bureau's Richmond, Virginia field office allegedly vowed to spy on radical traditional Catholics and their ideology. They have found a gateway into what we think is fringe Catholicism in order to move into Christians in general and declare them to be actual criminals of the country or the potential terrorists. Federal whistleblower and former FBI Kyle Seraphin. Very interesting that Kyle Seraphin breaks this news. Like Seraphim, right? Seraphim, like the angels and God's creation. So the government is trying to make it look like, Catholics and Christians are becoming like radical, fighters of Christ, or I don't even know how to describe it. It's all BS, but this is what they're doing. These churches are radical because they practice traditional mass? Question mark. Hmm. I mean, when I go to mass, I don't go around waving no gun or saying death to the jihad or like anything like that. I'm like praying and hoping for peace in the world, like the Prince of Peace would want us to. The Catholic Church has conducted several services in Latin for centuries. A tradition. This is a blatant religious discrimination, a violation of the U.S. Constitution. But let's be honest, are there any of us surprised? Yeah, I'm giving you guys my Latino accent. Very, very interesting. So, within the last 20 months, we're seeing paperwork going after both Christians and Catholics. And there was a separation over the last like 12 months where like there was a hardcore right who was with Donald Trump and Christianity and everything, and they weren't really for the Catholics. They're like, oh, Catholics are Vatican pedophiles and blah blah blah. They're evil. It's Santeria. Like I've heard so many Christians talk bad about Catholics, and it's disgusting. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Christian, but more importantly, I guess I'm a Catholic by heart. I'm a Catholic by nature, and I'm gonna stick up for both. Like we don't need to be discriminating, and it took, I guess, this year when that picture from Donald Trump's Instagram came out, and like Donald Trump supported the Virgin Mary like last month, and um more Christians, I guess, probably started coming towards his defense, and maybe more towards the acceptance of Catholicism. And I guess also the dignitas, no, the infinitas indignita document that came out from the Vatican about a month or two ago, where um, the Vatican and some of the leaders all vowed to clear house and quit the corruption. They're gonna revert it back to Jesus Christ and like the real belief of Christ, and they're gonna stop this LGBTQ. They're gonna stop like abortions and transgenderism. They're not gonna allow it in anymore. Then they're probably gonna. I'm hoping they stop the sex trafficking. So like the Vatican and the Catholics of Rome, they're turning their eye to against and away evil, and they're fighting it now. On paper, the Bureau's mission remained the same, but its priorities and governing principles shifted dramatically. The FBI became politically weaponized, starting from the top in Washington and trickling down to the field offices. FBI employees have a liberty to allow their political uh, views to get in their way of any of their investigations. So, like, let's just say, um, wait, oh wait, they are not allowed to get uh any of their views involved in an investigation. So let's just say they're Christian, or and then they have to go and target a Christian. They can't by law. They have to be attached to the FBI. Man, that sucks. Which is probably why a lot of them die and they get killed. Like these CIA agents, FBI agents, these secret, these secret agents. Like it must suck. It must suck to like go against your own citizens all the time. This is the first time we've seen something like this. So like we you look at back in history, like the Jews killed Christ and killed Jesus. Like there's been times that the government goes after the good guys, and many times actually, many times. Next up, so it continues. It's not just like online, I guess. If you shop at Cabela's, Base Pro Shop, Dick's Sporting Goods, then your bank is passing your purchase information to the government, or it may be, especially if you support Donald Trump or MAGA or buy anything that has God related or biblical related or anything Republican or pro right over from those areas and those stores. So if you have a gun and you're a God loving Christian or you vote for Trump, like these companies, they're screwing you. They're sending the stuff to the government for some reason. No idea why. I guess we're about to figure it out. Many banks are surveilling their account holders, not because of criminal records or conduct, because of their poor political and religious expressions. Jeez. The banks are alerting themselves to specific terms and transactions, sometimes involving the purchases of firearms. Last year, the committee and select subcommittee received testimony from a retired federal FBI agent analyst George Hill. He testified that following the events of January 6th, Bank of America voluntarily and without legal process provided the FBI with a list of names of all individuals who used a Bank of America credit card or debit card in Washington D.C. between January 5th and 7th, 2021. So like if you're in like a neighboring town, or let's just say you weren't even there. You were just like 5-10 minutes away, and having dinner, having some shady dinner with a drug dealer. Guess what? The FBI is looking at you. Doesn't even matter. Everybody, every person, crazy as wild. Further, Hill testified that this Bank of America data dump of customer information, including a list of individuals who had ever used a Bank of America credit or debit card to purchase firearm, regardless of when or where it was purchased. So, oh my God. So Bank of America released every single firearm purchased ever that anyone with their debit card has bought. So let's just say Bank of America goes back to the 80s and someone bought a gun. The government just got that record. Wow. That would include anyone who has an Alaska Airlines Visa credit card, which is associated with the Bank of America. The Bank of America, with no directive from the FBI, data mined its customers' base, and they data mined a data range of, January 6th and so around there. And any Bank of America customer who used a Bank of America product, and by Bank of America product, I mean debit card or credit card, they compiled that list, and then even on top of that list, they put anyone who had purchased a firearm during any date. So yeah, this is a huge list. Um, I mean, it does. It's not even just in the 2021. It goes back and all of the 2010s, all of the 2000s. Oof. The document shows that following the events of January 6th, the FBI and federal law enforcement officials from the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network and FBI initiated multiple discussions with financial institutions such as Barclays, U.S. Bank, Charles Schwab, HSBC, Bank of America, PayPal, KeyBank, Standard Chartered, Western Union, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Santander, JP Morgan Chase, and MUFG. The meetings were geared toward discussing options for financial institutions to hand over all of your data for unusual business and legal processes. Man, when people say that this whole January 6th and COVID thing was just like a mini 9/11 and Patriot Act, it is. They set up and staged this event so that they could take away our rights. They could push for gun control. They could push for more online digital censorship and whatever. Committed documents show how law enforcement and private institutions shared intelligence products in the aftermath of January 6th through a web portal run by the Domestic Security Alliance Council. The DSAC is a public-private partnership led by the FBI's Office of Private Sector and the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Intelligence and Analysis. The DSAC promotes the exchange of security and intelligence information between the federal government and its 650 member companies. Huh. So there are 650 companies in America that are working with the feds, which explains a lot more. Now you wonder why some of these companies seems like their products are controlled, and it seems like their voices are controlled. Oh wow. Huh, okay. I mean, it could. Yeah, you know what? Anyways, let's continue on. Following January 6th, the FBI shared an intelligence product titled Domestic Violent Extremists, like emboldened in the aftermath of Capitol breach. So, like, religious people and people who stand up for like Donald Trump and Alex Jones, and if you're a Catholic and if you like freedom and you like weed, cigarettes, and lottery tickets, beer bottles, you like God, you like Jesus. They don't like us. I don't know why. No idea. It's all right. You know why? 'Cause God likes us. Yeah, that's right, baby. One report shared with financial institutions noted that those Americans who express opposition to firearm regulations, open borders, COVID-19 lockdowns, vaccine mandates, and a deep state may be potential domestic terrorists. Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Federal law enforcement used the report and materials like it to commander financial institutions' databases, NASA institutions, to conduct sweeping searches of the individuals not suspected of committing any crimes. For example, the committee said federal law enforcement suggested that banks filter Zelle payments using keywords like MAGA and Trump as part of the ostensible investigation into the events of January 6th, and warned that the purchase of books, including the Bible and religious texts, and subscriptions to other media containing extremist views could be evidence for homegrown violence extremism. What? So hey, dude, if you stand up for your brother and sister and you want to protect them, you're an extremist. Let them get beat up. Yeah. Uh, FINCEN, which is FinCEN, also distributed materials to financial institutions instructing them how to use merchant category codes to search through transactions to detect potential criminals or extremists. Hmm. Which would be like small arm purchases from these gun shops or recreational stores such as Cabela's, Base Pro Shop, Dick's Sporting Goods. Americans doing nothing other than shopping or exercising their Second Amendment rights were tracked by financial institutions. Jeez. Uh, FinCEN seems to have adopted a characterization of these Americans as potential threat actors and are subject to surveillance. Man. Well, um, that was last year. So this has been happening for the last 20 months. It continues. I mean, this is more of the legal writing right here. It's the same thing. So if you're using like Zelle payment and these other payment apps, and you're like a hardcore right winger, supposedly, um, pretty wild. And what? According to this analysis, Vincent warned financial institutions of extremism and indicators that include transportation charges such as bus tickets, rental cars, plane tickets for travel to areas with no apparent purpose. So let's just say you're going on vacation, you're an extremist. You want to have fun in Mexico for a week? Guess what? You're now a criminal. You're now a terrorist. You want to go to New York for a day? Terrorist. Jeez, man. So pretty insane right here. It's just another mass surveillance program. That's pretty bad. Like this. So, oh man, how do I say this? Documents reveal FBI sought to develop sources in local Catholic churches. So last year, um, the FBI wanted to start sending FBI agents into Catholic churches. Very wild. So I don't know if, who goes to Catholic churches, but if you guys have noticed anything funny in the last 20 months, keep your eye out. Like tripwires and wiretape. So people wiretapping people in the church and like just going around and listening to people. The FBI similarly noted two opportunities to engage in outreach with religious institutions, citing a desire to sensitize the congregation to the warning signs of radicalization and enlist their assistance to serve as suspicious activity tripwires. So, so these FBI agents are going into churches, Christian and Catholic churches, and being false actors and being like, "Oh, we should watch out for this. People working out too much. The Bible doesn't teach that. That's toxic masculinity, and that's just a sign of extremism where they have the ego and pride and they don't need to be toxic or they don't blah, 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 like that type of stuff or you know oh this guy's delving into the apocrypha or the hidden books of the Bible. He's a Satanist or he's a terrorist or seeing people who are starting to stand up against the government. Oh, they shouldn't be saying that. Jesus says to be like peace, and so anyone standing out and speaking out is like evil. But like, doing softening and coercing the church into being weaker and uh like looking at each other like the enemy. So it's like to try to further divide churches. There's FBI agents in churches trying to divide the churches and trying to screw up the leadership. Fudge, man, these guys are insane. Next. Yeah, so this is more of it right here. So, the reason that they do that, the reason that they're doing this with the Catholic Church is because they're looking at people like Christians and Catholics like domestic terrorists. So they want to get inside of a church and God and the believers of Christ, and they want to radicalize them. They want to make them go against each other. They want to uh, chasten each other and control each other, and like I said, divide. So the FBI proposed opportunities to infiltrate Catholic churches as a form of threat mitigation. Jeez. So this is both Christians and Catholics that we need to stand up to and stand together against this type of stuff. The committee and selectee committee discovered that the FBI relied on at least one undercover agent to develop its assessment, and the FBI even proposed developing sources among the Catholic Church and the Catholic church clergy Not only did the FBI propose to develop sources, but it had already interviewed a priest and a choir director affiliated with the Catholic Church in Richmond, Virginia, for the memorandum. Most concerning of all, without the disclosure of the whistleblower, the Richmond memorandum would still be operative in FBI systems, violating the religious liberties of Catholic Americans. So some of these churches are actually working with the feds. Oh snap! So this church right here was willing, or I mean, that's what I'm reading. It didn't say that it. Well, look, it said they already interviewed, but it should have said if the church had denied them. I don't think the church was denying them. Uh, some of these, okay, look, I've seen churches where the pastor comes out as transgender, or like their pastors are gay or lesbians. These some of these churches who say they believe in Christ, they don't. So like understandably, not all churches are even safe to begin with. Um, but this just makes it even tougher because now you just don't know who is going to be uh good with you and who's trying to like look out for you because like we hear about the stories in churches. I mean, look, no offense to God or Christ. The churches these days are different. It's not the same. It's not the same Christ belief. It's not the same that we once knew. And things get messy, real messy. I am going to switch it over now. So give me 1 second for a quick break, and I will be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Not new, what I do. I've been at it for a minute, pursuing doing the damage. New, I would do everything that I said I would do. I gotta have it, so goddamn it, I'ma be everything I plan to be. Glad to see money coming my way, believe I'll achieve anything I put my mind to, or at least I try to. I'm avoiding my doom, manifesting my room. Meditate to ease the flow. Third eye open, see the golden energy. It can enter me, get me to feeling full. Forget my enemies, dead to me, yeah, I proceed to go to a new dimension. Gotta mention it's inside of soul. Go inside, fuck the outside. Never tell lies, show pride for belief. Gotta keep the range wide, so instead I just write another hit. Getting fried, rolling up, smoke another blunt for the good times. Good times, bad times makes for the good rhymes. So it never matters, I just learned, no I can't hide. Thank God for every second was birthed with the mind of an ancient soul who's just waiting for the next sign. I'm always watching, vision like a hawk, have 'em flocking. When I drop it, I'm talking, have 'em knocking. The knowledge that I'm dropping, I'm coming out the noggin, I'm logged in. That's the intuition, nothing wrong with doing what you feel is right. Everybody got this. Usually feel it in the night when I'm dropping knowledge. Never even needed any college, abolish people telling people what they want. I do not wish control over anybody, do it for the profit. That's the reason that they push it, do it from the cockpit. Cause they got the money, want the money on the mob shit. On the mob shit. But I know they ain't gon' make it, shit is poppin'. At the end of time, new age topics. Revolutionary crusade cross. Here we go to a new space. Yeah, we enter in a new place. Louis V on my shoelace, rolling with the blue face. Yeah, I'm wondering what you chase. Just another dude caught up in the rat race. Moving my pace, lot of people looking at me sideways. I chase future preparations, gotta go through my phase till I feel ready to rearrange it. Effing on a daily basis, tripping oasis. When so many people that I can see through their faces and touch so.
Yo, I am back. Dude, I just heard like a full clip go off on these blocks. I swear, these kids are idiots. I don't know, the people who are lost in these gangs, I don't know, the youth is getting wicked. As I covered last week in Florida, the schools have already sent an alert that they have like a record amount of children being arrested and kicked out of class for violence and problems. just within the first month. And like you see it now, like all these hip hop dudes and celebrities are all promoting gang violence, gun violence. Young Boy and these other, YNMs and whatever these dudes are. Like these kids, these young high schoolers and stuff. Like they're following it, thinking it's cool, thinking it's right, and you see them robbing cars, beating up their teachers, their elderly, um, going on crazy gun violence. Like back in the day, like if a teen were to shoot someone, that would be looked at like crazy. And they would look at him like, everyone would look at like, yo, like you are you insane? You crazy? You like what the fuck? Like, but now people look at it like, oh, it's a badge of honor, it's pride. Oh, I got pop someone. Like it's weird, like it's devil shit, and it's the way that the Bible even says, like near the end days, like these demons are gonna be walking the fucking earth, and it's sad that we're all like just as adults. There's so many adults out there in school and like in their daily lives, like they don't put their foot down for shit. You look around, look at these adults, look at these so-called parents. Look what you're letting your kids get away with, cross-dressing, saying you're a he when you're really a girl, like, promoting all this gun and gang violence, and looking, I have people on my fucking the Facebook page saying, "Oh, my kid's a gangster. I'm glad I didn't raise my kid soft." Well, look at your kid. He's dead. He's in jail. Look at that now. What's up now, bro? Like this shit's sad. We're seeing gang violence and like people addicted so early. Like fentanyl is killing people, killing the youth. These people are overdosing like left and right, popping their lungs with these stupid vapes. When I was growing up, like as in my teenage days, right? We had some oil vaporizers like for weed, and there were those Nick vapes, but we were like our generation was like, yo, this is kind of bad for us. It hurts. It's probably not safe. And people were like, yo, it's not safe. Don't do it. We listened. But these kids, you tell them that, they're like, we're so cool. Like, nah, bro, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. This youth is bastardized because people in our generation and the generations above don't put their foot down for anything. Like, it's sad. It's real sad. And if you guys want to go ahead, and think whatever you want, like, hey, it is what it is. We can watch our youth and watch our younger generations die, or we can stand up and try to promote some good, some positivity, and try to help them heal. Try to make these kids or make our family members understand and love, and maybe come to some sense of peace. These people don't even put their fists up anymore. They put a gun up. Back in my day, bro, I fought. I fought. Like I was in a couple real fights. I fought. There was never a doubt about it, and I won. And it's just something that's lost, I guess. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go forward. It's just sad that we're hearing this around the nation. Like, not all the youth is lost, guys. Not all the youth is lost. All right, it's just it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. Um, Here's some good news. Sega and DC partnership means Sonic characters will become superheroes. Yes, yes. Sonic in DC. That means Batman, Superman, Flash. They're all going to be partnering up with Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman. Yo, it's going to be pretty fun. I don't know what they're going to do, but Sega and DC Comics are collaborating, and their new partnership means some of Sega's famed characters from Sonic the Hedgehog will become superheroes. 2024 marks Batman's 85th birthday, and on September 21st, Sega hinted that a mashup will be. Oh, let's check it out right here and see if. Oh, it's a 45-minute video. I'm not gonna check it out. Anyways, the collaboration launches with a 5-issue DC comic series in 2025, and will be. Also hosting merchandise, clothing, toys. The Sonic characters that will make comic book appearances will be Sonic as Flash, Shadow as Batman, Amy Rose as Wonder Woman, Tails as Cyborg, and that's probably not the rest. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's awesome right there. That is awesome. Sonic has been getting a lot of love lately. I even got a Sonic backpack just like a couple months ago. It's pretty cool. It's like this little stoner bag, carry all my goodies in there. It's pretty dope. Next up, Harris calls for the elimination of the eliminating filibuster to pass Roe abortion bill into federal law. Kamala Harris said she backs the elimination of a 60-vote filibuster requirement in order to reinstate Roe v. Wade, which would federalize abortion access nationwide. Um, I find it really weird that at the DNC rally, so it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, for the Democrats, they had not they didn't have a van for tacos and pizza, probably pasta and pizza, but they had a van for abortions, and I have no idea what to say. People actually did it outside of Kamala's speeches. It's insane. So it was like, I don't know, an abortion, a mobile abortion center, and more like I have no idea what to say about that. Like I've showed the videos. Where some of these hardcore left supporters, and I mean the super hardcore, where they're over there saying that they love killing babies, that they've had 50 abortions, 80 abortions, and they'll continue having abortions till the day they die, and that they love killing babies. And so and that's what Kamala's promoting. And it's trust me on this. And when I say it, like, they want abortions. Her and Joe Biden and Planned Parenthood, oh, they're all friends. And we've seen videos from Planned Parenthood owners and executives over the last 10 years admit that they sell the fetuses. They sell the aborted babies. Those don't go in the trash. Those don't get burned, buddy. Those go straight to the rich folk. Straight to the rich folk. That's their science project, for lack of I'm not really gonna say what they do, but that's their science projects. They take that, they make money off of it, they gain life off of it. They get research and do gain to function, and they use it as youth hormones, and those abortions, you know, those are going into someone's pockets. Those babies, those are going into someone's tubes and someone's medicine, someone's makeup. So they definitely like their the more abortions that happens, she's happier. She's way happier, and it's a demonic thing. Look, abortion, like if people need to get abortions, yes, it's just, I think that we also need to take a look into the places like in Texas, and this is a real article you can go ahead and check, from the last 4 years, where the Temple of Satan is saying to women nationwide that women can go to any Temple of Satan, especially over there in Texas, and they can get an abortion safely, because under the protection of the Temple of Satan, they're doing a ritual abortion, and they're sacrificing it. It's a ritual sacrifice. To who? To Satan, to Lucifer. This isn't a joke. We need to look into that, and who's supporting that, who's funding that, who's allowing that, and why. When the FBI is over here calling Christians and Catholic terrorists, but they're allowing some Temple of Satan satanic ritual abortion, and we don't know where those fetuses go in the Temple of Satan. Now that's a bigger, oh fuck, that's a bigger question. That's a way bigger question. We should figure that out. But hey, these guys, look, they're archaic, and they're gonna call everybody a terrorist. Next up, a geomagnetic storm expected to hit Earth following autumnal equinox. So over the next month, science says that Earth is about to go through a geomagnetic storm. I think there was a movie like that, like Geostorm. I'm gonna watch it, see what happens, um, just to see what a geomagnetic storm will do to the world. Um, it says solar plasma propelled toward the planet at 650,000 miles per hour is expected to glance off the magnetosphere on Wednesday. Hmm. Uh, it could affect the northern lights at high altitudes, make the sky look way more colorful. Um, I wonder if this could flip the Earth's axes. No, but who knows what's really gonna happen? They say stuff like this all the time. So I mean, it's just a warning. It's not really like we're gonna die, are we? Oh my gosh. next, next up, the Department of Justice sues Visa for locking out rival payment platforms. A financial service company reportedly tried to smother competitors and considered Apple to be an existence an existing threat. Okay, let's check this out. So this is just from today. The Department of Justice has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Visa, alleging that the financial services firm has an illegal monopoly over the debit network markets and has attempted to unlawfully crush competitors. That's huge, including fintech companies like PayPal and Square. The lawsuit was first disclosed in 2021. We allege that Visa has unlawfully amassed the power to extract fees that far exceed what it could charge in a competitive market. Merchants and banks pass along these costs to consumers either by raising prices or reducing quality of service. As a result, Visa's unlawful conduct affects literally everything in the freaking world or America. Uh, Jeez, this is pretty big. I mean, I have a couple cards right here, and I think one or two of them is Visa. Visa makes more than 7 billion a year in payment processing fees alone, and more than 60% of debit transactions in the United States run on Visa's network. So they control 60% of the transaction in the United States. Jeez. The government alleges that Visa's market dominance is partly due to the web of exclusionary agreements it imposes on businesses and banks. Visa is also tempted to smother competitors, including smaller debit networks and newer fintech companies. The complaint alleges. Oh, so fintech companies. I think this is the 650 government companies, which would be like Apple, Visa, Microsoft. Ah, yeah, yeah. Now it's making sense. Visa executives allegedly feel particularly threatened by Apple, which the company has described as a existential threat. Oh, snap. That's wild. Visa entered a paid agreement with potential competitors as part of an effort to fend off competition from newer entrants into the payment processing industry. These practices have allowed Visa to build an enormous moat around this business. Regulators have had their eyes on Visa for a while. In 2020, the Department of Justice filed a civil antitrust lawsuit to stop Visa's 5.3 billion acquisition of Plaid, a fintech company, arguing that Visa was attempting to snuff out a payments platform that would challenges Visa and its monopoly. Oh, geez. So, so Visa is literally trying to bully the game because it's seen all these other companies do it, like Google. But oh, if Visa wants to do it, nope. Acquiring Plaid, the Department of Justice complaint claimed was Visa's insurance policy to protect a threat to our important U.S. debit business. Very, very interesting. In 2020, Visa and MasterCard stopped processing payments on Pornhub after reports of illegal content. The following year, OnlyFans announced a ban on explicit sexual content, citing payment processors reticence to work with the website because of its reputation as a porn platform, but the Department of Justice argues that Visa didn't come by this dominance fairly. So yeah, I had no idea that Visa's that gangsta. Next up, another large platform, Cloudflare, is allowing websites to block artificial intelligence from scraping them and can even make bots pay for access. So this is a good thing for the security of the internet. Yeah, if you own or rebel run or blah, 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 blah. If you own or run a website and don't want AI bots crawling through your work, then you can get Cloudflare. Woo, that's pretty sweet. The cloud-based content delivery and management services has enabled a whole host of tools to better manage concerns around AI from the sites it supports. The new AI functions labeled AI Audit are split into three main actions. The first is that Cloudflare users can control bots' access to websites. In the blog post, it said many small sites don't have the skills or bandwidth to manually block AI bots. The ability to block AI bots in one click puts content creators back in control. The new system can not only do a better job at differentiating between good and bad uses of AI bots, but also gives site owners the ability to curate which bots they block. Secondly, site owners now have a better feed of analytics from AI, like being able to spot how many are crawling through a site and which uses of AI sources their page. As a result of these in depth analytics, users can better negotiate with AI bot owners for access to the site. Finally, though this isn't live with the rest of the tools, website owners can now directly sell access to AI crawlers. They can set prices for those accessing the site en masse and get paid when they are cited or trained on. The first two actions can be monitored right now if you use Cloudflare, but the price setting is set to be a supported system at some point in the future. Ooh. So that's pretty sweet. I have no hate against this. Pretty much this website uh is now going to offer safeguards for your website so you can run through them, and they're gonna go ahead and block a lot of the AI bots, but also you can charge the AI bots access by making them pay, which is crazy. That's dope. That is dope. So make money, protect yourself, and don't let the AI get funny. Like this next one right here. This is in the sports world, guys. I don't know if you guys heard, but Dan Campbell's the man. Yeah, Lions, go Lions. Yeah. No, I'm playing. That's how all the Lions fans sound. Uh, um, the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, was doxxed by his daughter's classmate. So last year, the Detroit Lions made it to the playoffs for the first time in like 20 years, and then they lost. Well, the head coach of the Detroit Lions' daughter, her classmate, got so mad that she released their address online and to the world. And within a week, there was like a riot outside of his house, pretty much like dozens of people, like calling him, "Oh, you suck!" All mad because they lost, even though they made it to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. There's people are still mad. People find a reason to get mad at anything. I didn't get cheese on my burger. You kidding me? You freaking there's no salt. What do you mean you don't got tequila? Then they throw bottles and yeah, people get mad for anything. Yeah. But this is wild. Like that's harassment. That's like almost felony harassment. It got so bad that Dan Campbell had to sell his house. Yes, over the last like 6 months, it's turned upside down for Dan Campbell. Like he was loved by the city. He lost in the playoffs, and then this freaking what is it, maybe like a high school girl, like it is a high school girl, freaking sent the family's home address with Snapchat, saying dumb fucks trying to go for it. Wow. Yeah, so like this girl was egging them on, I guess. Egging people on to go mess with their house. It's pretty bad. Campbell was nervous for the safety of their daughter. Wow. So people would just be camping outside their house and just like yell at them and pretty bad. Pretty bad. They did this all because the Lions lost. It wasn't even like Dan Campbell mistreated him or said anything bad to him. It was because of a freaking loss. They put his address online. They made him move. It's bad. It's sad. That's hey man, like Phantom only goes so far. Like, all right, when you start interfering with people's personal lives, then it gets out of hand, and you really shouldn't be a fan. Next up, the biggest single family home landlord in the United States is about to pay a near $50 million settlement with the FTC. Um, the article right here it is. So the reason this is because this landlord was deceiving renters about lease costs, charging undisclosed junk fees, failing to inspect homes, unfairly withholding tenants, and pretty much just being a shitty landlord. Well, now he's getting charged with a $50 million settlement. Oh, geez. So, hey, that's a lesson to landlords. Like, you think that you're untouchable because you own the house. Well, guess what? The federal government's coming for you. And this, I think, I think with this advent of computer and AI everywhere, like the government is going to be able to take out the jackasses just a little bit easier. Like if you're really like P Diddy and you're really like that landlord, or like Bill Cosby, and you're really like that guy doing that type of stuff, guess what, dude? Like the system knows. HP is giving your printer an artificial intelligence upgrade that might solve one of the biggest problems. Hmm. Um. Let's see what it says right here. It's going to boost productivity. No idea how this works. Oh, so it's going to make printing from web browsers and spreadsheets smoother. So my guess is that there will be a tool that we can click analyze this page and print, and it's going to pull the best stuff, and it's going to take out all the ads, and it's going to take out all the wasted space, and it's going to put everything that you want, which should be pretty cool. Printing items such as news articles, recipes, and how-to guides from a browser often yields unnecessary space, but the tool makes printing from spreadsheets look painful or painless, uh pretty much. This perfect outlook tries to solve most problems by detecting unwanted content such as ads and web text, printing only what we need. So that's pretty cool. So these new printers will come with AI programs, and then they like attaches to your computer, and it'll help analyze and print stuff out. So that like I've done that where I printed off things from a website, and there was like so much ads and pop-ups and just junk, but this will make it not junk. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No junk in the printer, especially all those 10 pages that you have to deal with. Oh my gosh, now it's going to turn those 10 pages into 3. um Next up, here in the United States, the first suicide pod was used. The woman almost immediately pressed a button as she laid in, and then looked up as like she was looking at trees in the sky. Then, within 2 minutes, she lost consciousness and died after 5. Oh, it makes me sick to my stomach to even read this. So over in Canada, um, there was euthanasia barely legalized within like last year or two, and there, I, I want to say that jumped to like the top 3 amount of causes of deaths in the country, because so many people were choosing to just commit suicide in these pods because, oh, I can't take it, the government's too much and I'm too poor and I'm hurting too much, and like people just choosing legal assisted suicide instead of living out their lives. And it came over here to America. It's finally come to America, and I'm devastated. I would never do this. Oh shit. Um, next up, I can't see the article because, well, this is covering it. But Brett Favre, he has Parkinson's, and I'm sorry to say that. Brett Favre now has been diagnosed with Parkinson's, and it sucks because you hear about Brett Favre, and like he was forced to use so much pills. Like they would throw him back in the game after giving him like a handful of pills, and he would just be drugged up, like lit up like a Christmas tree. And it sucks. I wonder if this had anything to do with it, man. Um, Next up, Samsung is taking pre-orders for an unannounced phone. There is the Samsung S24 FE. Even though there's no images on it, uh there's nothing on it except the name. They don't have any visuals for it because it hasn't even been put into production. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. It'll probably come out like, I don't know, November, I'm guessing. Next up, General Motors recalling near 500,000 USC SUVs and pickups due to warning light issue. So if you have a General Motor SUV or General Motor pickup, maybe take it in or check it out. They were calling nearly 500,000 because the electronic brake control module software fails to display warning light when the loss of brake fluid takes place. So that's good that they're recalling them and fixing that. The agency said that without the warning light, a vehicle may be driven with low brake fluid, which can reduce braking performance and increase the risk of crash. Yeah, that's true. So good, they're fixing the brakes for all their SUVs and pickups. And to finish it off, guys, this is insane. Look, so earlier today, Russia had dropped a video of what it would be like if London was nuked, and people in London are shitting their pants. This devastating clip. We're gonna play it. I'm gonna put the audio on, so bear with me one moment while you see what goes on, possibly with a nuke going off over London. Hey, I apologize that the audio is not playing. Let me get this back up for you guys. Do, 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 do. Apologize for 1 second. Pardon me. Perdón. Perdón, lo siento.
Kensington,
Here,
Brixton.
check this out. So this is a video earlier that Russia had released. They put it on TV live, and it was a video of London being nuked, a simulation, of course.
Happens. A nuclear weapon explodes over London. In this documentary, we explore the devastating consequences of this catastrophe. In the simulation, we will use a warhead with a yield of 750 kilotons. That's a pretty powerful charge. Some US and Russian ballistic missiles are capable of carrying up to 10 charges in a single missile. Upon detonation, a fireball as hot as the sun rapidly expands, reaching a radius of 950 meters. Anything trapped inside this fireball is instantly vaporized. In our simulation, the epicenter of the explosion is at Westminster. People within that radius won't even feel anything because the nerve impulse transmission speed is slower. Within 5 kilometers of the epicenter, the blast radius. City of London, Camden Town, Kensington, Brixton. These areas will receive the most destruction. Buildings will be destroyed and debris will fill the streets, creating extremely dangerous conditions for everyone in the vicinity. Given the population density in central London, the initial death toll could exceed 250,000 people and around 600,000 injured. Within a radius of 10 kilometers, the radiation will cause third-degree burns. Within that radius, anything that can burn will catch fire. Gas stations, automobiles, power substations, gas infrastructure. Explosive facilities will explode and amplify the effect of the devastation over a huge area, including areas from Camden to Greenwich and Islington to Wandsworth. According to various estimates, further 450,000 people will die from burns, debris injuries, or radiation sickness, and over 1 million will be traumatized. Many of these injuries could prove fatal over the next days and weeks. Radiation sickness in particular will take lives days and weeks later. In time, about 100,000 more will be added to the death toll. Within an 18-kilometer radius of the blast, the shock wave will be enough to shatter windows, causing additional casualties to people who come to the windows when they see the nuclear blast. The shock wave will reach Hounslow, Edgware, and Enfield. Depending on the wind, the fallout could spread well beyond the immediate blast zone, potentially affecting areas up to 5 to 10 kilometers away, causing damage even in regions such as Essex or Surrey. The estimated casualties in the event of a 750 kiloton nuclear bomb exploding in London would be about 850,000 people dead and about 2 million injured. If the explosion were to occur on the ground rather than in the air, the fallout map would be greatly expanded, and the radioactive fallout could even reach Manchester, infecting people, land, and animals. The problem with a nuclear explosion in London is also that London is essentially not designed to survive such a disaster. 11 of London's 20 major hospitals would be within the blast. The remaining hospitals would be physically unable to cope with the number of victims. Many people are still alive under the rubble of the buildings, suffering burns, but no one will be able to help them. Since the creation of nuclear weapons less than 100 years ago, there have been more than 20 incidents where a nuclear-armed country was one step away from a nuclear catastrophe. You can easily find these statistics on Wikipedia. I will attach a link to this article in the description of the video. I want to call everyone to action. Nuclear weapons are a real threat to our future. Give this video a like and share it so that as many people as possible can learn about its consequences. Together, we can make a difference in the world and prevent a nuclear catastrophe.
That was it. That was it. Hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast and hope you guys are having a good time out there, regardless of what's going on in the news, regardless of what's going on in society. I know that they want to try to divide me and you, your family, your friends, left versus right, red versus blue. You vote for Donald, you vote for Kamala or Biden, and if not, I hate you. It's like, we don't need this. We don't. We need to come together more. We need to fight for what's right more, and that's together. And don't let any emotions dictate your family relations and your friends relations. Here in 20, 30, 40 years, we're going to need each other. And that's it, guys. That is it. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Be blessed. Be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pint podcast. Peace. Love y'all.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay. Sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make a million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot. Feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear, cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught.
Oh.